In the corner of the world, there is a country mostly forgotten about, especially on maps. New Zealand, land of the sheep, the hobbit, and the All Blacks rugby team. During the early 2000s, New Zealanders really wanted to change their old and outdated flag. How far was the government willing to go to change the flag? They ended up spending a sum of $30 million to have it changed, and the problem? Nobody has ever used the new design. New Zealand is incredibly similar to Australia, even if most Kiwis are adamant they are unique. Between Australia and New Zealand, the language and culture are almost identical, and both countries are invested in the great outdoors. But the biggest similarity? The flags. Both flags have lots of the same features, with only one minor difference: the stars. This causes plenty of confusion amongst foreigners. Another problem with the flag of New Zealand is the design. The flag's design is similar to the colonies of the United Kingdom. Quick Aotearoa New Zealand history lesson. James Cook landed on the North Island of Aotearoa, New Zealand in 1769, and the country was soon settled by many British whalers. Then in 1840, a treaty was signed in Waitangi, and New Zealand soon became an official colony of the United Kingdom. Ever since, New Zealand has had many flags, and in 1902 adopted the current design under British rule with a Union Jack in the corner. After World War II, New Zealand became a fully independent country. However, they oddly stuck with the old flag. More than 100 years after the New Zealand flag was first adopted, Kyle Lockwood submitted a flag design to a newspaper competition in 2004, and he won. Then he won for a second time in 2005. Eventually, in 2014, politicians became aware of a popular campaign to redesign the flag. So in a hope to score extra votes, the incumbent Prime Minister John Key pledged that if he was re-elected to the government, he would hold a well-overdue nationwide referendum to change the flag. Soon later, John Key won. So yay for him. A couple months after John Key won the election, he started to prepare for the referendum by opening submissions from anyone and appointing a flag committee that represented both gender and ethnicity. Some news sources claimed that John Key was only holding this referendum to distract Kiwis from other problems like housing, education, and poverty. After almost a year, the flag designs were in, and the committee chose a long list of 40 flags, then 39 flags after one was subject to copyright. However, many designs that did not make it to the long list were quite unique. Even Laser Eye Kiwi didn't make it to the long list. Soon later, the long list became a short list, with only 4 remaining flags voted by the committee, then 1 extra decided by the Green Party. However, the public was upset. They did not like how 2 of the 5 designs were just palette switches, and 3 designs were very similar. But the vote still had to go ahead. The people of New Zealand had a vote between the 5 designs, and drumroll please. The ugly red fern design won. But thanks to preferential voting, the black and blue fern design won. Wonder Why goes much deeper into the preferential voting in his video on the flag referendum. After the first vote, the second round of voting went ahead with the black and blue silver fern design competing with the 113-year-old current flag of Aotearoa, New Zealand. And for the second time this video, drumroll please. The old design won. 54% to 46%. And nothing changed, as if the referendum had never happened. After $26 million spent on marketing, postage, printing, and the flag committee wages, plus $4 million of communications, nothing had changed. After the referendum, many argued that the committee was biased towards silver ferns and hadn't consulted any designers. In fact, the only person consulted was a washing machine mechanic with a part-time job at Nike. After the referendum, a poll was published showing that 70% of Kiwis wanted to change the flag, except they didn't like the blue and black silver fern design. Many argue that the $30 million could have been spent on different things like healthcare or managing child poverty. That begs the question, why did the New Zealanders elect them?